Hey everybody! I should be playing other stuff. I got other videos to record, but Slay the Spire. It's got its hooks sunk deep in me. All I want to do is play Slay the Spire. This feeling doesn't happen that often. And I can't fight this feeling anymore. You know, you remember the music video where he's stomping his feet? Probably not. It came out in like 1983. I wasn't even alive. We're ready for an ironclad run. Let's go. Hello again. Remove a card, receive a random common relic, transform 2 cards, but lose all gold. The thing is, I undervalue transform, because transform is essentially, it turns, in this case, it would probably turn a strike and a defend into something different, which are going to be better, because strike and defend are possibly the worst cards, or at least like base level cards. Remove a card from our deck, I think, is much worse than receive a random common relic. Gain energy on the first turn of each combat. That seems way good! So, we succeeded almost exclusively until the end on the last mission. It was a lot of fun. We had a very combo-based deck. We were able to get all the gas that we needed to, you know, kill enemies in 1 or 2 turns, except for the final boss, where the more cards you played, the stronger it got. So, we ran into, essentially, our hard counter. I don't think we want to hit an early shop. I think, is there a second shop we can get to? All the shops are at the bottom. We're not going to get enough gold to buy a relic. I think we just skip shops. I'm thinking it's going to be like combat, combat, question mark, combat, question mark, elite. I'd rather do more combat than go to a shop without enough money to conceivably buy a relic. That's where I'm at right now. Alright, so we're playing a lot faster now. That probably means we're making mistakes, but we're also, I mean, we understand the meat of any run with most of these characters at this point. Especially this guy. We know in fact, we can actually take 6 damage and be just fine, and we'll heal up completely. So let's try to be a little bit more aggressive. Now all we need is 1 more strike and we'll actually get the job done. Sure, he hit us, but at the same time, I didn't use 4 energy on the first turn, did I? I probably only used 3. It's a bad habit. Anyway, these guys, no problem. We healed a max, 12 gold. And you gotta love Armaments. Armaments is just a genuinely great card. We're gonna go combat. We got enough question marks waiting for us later. We got 4 energy turn 1. We're gonna Armaments. I think we should upgrade. Let's choose to take no damage here, so we'll upgrade a block. And then 2 blocks allows us... We didn't need to use that second one, did we? 2 blocks allows us to take no damage. Oh, because we had Armaments already, you dummy. Well, it's not like we had any more damage we could have output anyway, so what we would have done is just to upgrade our strike, but an upgraded block is also fine, I think. And we know how this works. He's going to be vulnerable for 2 turns, which means we need to find a way to output 27. We need to find a way to output like 19 damage, and we do potentially have enough. So this should deal 9. And there you go. Turns out arithmetic is important sometimes in this game. Strength Potion. Clash. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack, deal 14 damage. True Grit, gain 7 block, exhaust a random card in your hand. This is so good if we can get exhaust synergy. A Disarm is also amazing, but you know what? I'm going to try for a little bit of a different archetype. This isn't Zane. This is exploring. This is learning. This is making mistakes, getting messy like Miss Frizzle. The Golden Idol gives us, like, extra gold, right? 25% more gold? Take 16 HP, I can live with it. I want that gold, because I want to buy relics. Relics are the fuel for this, right? They're the engine. The cards are the fuel. Well, I love having 4 energy to start with. Just allows us... It might allow us to get an extra... a kill a turn faster. Which is worth a lot, especially against a guy who's going to run away. What if you... Let's try this. Armaments. Upgrade True Grit. Gain 9 block. We don't need it. We'd probably rather upgrade Beige. 10 damage, 3 vulnerable. I mean, I would prefer to not take damage. Bash is gonna... I mean, it's not necessarily good. We don't have the exhaust synergy yet, so we're just using True Grit as almost like a, it's a block enabler. See, you might say, but I thought we were all about taking damage. Well, we are all about taking damage. now, except for the fact that I already took damage to pick up the golden relic, or the golden idol rather. So, all right, we need to do 23 damage, or this guy's gonna leave with our gold. Can we do 23 damage? Yes, easily, because he's vulnerable. Thank God for Bash. He said for the 1 millionth time. We get all of our gold back. We gain health. And exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand and gain 5 block for each. So second wind plus clash work really well together. I feel like Shrug It Off also works very well. So I think I'm going to take that. I'm not necessarily going for a defensive deck, but... Okay, lose 3 HP, find a relic potentially. Try it again. Success! Start each combat with 10 block. That seems worth it. We'll start against our elite enemy here, and I think we'll pop our strength potion right off the bat. We still don't have an exhaust synergy. Keep that in mind. You negate 1 debuff. So, unfortunately, Bash is kind of bad here. It's not as good. So we start with 10 block. They're going to do 24 damage. And it'll exhaust and defend. I don't know if that's good. Time will tell, I suppose, whether or not that's good or bad. I do expect to take damage here, but I expect to live, and I expect the relic we get for beating the elites to be worth it. Probably start with armaments. Upgrade Shrug It Off. I thought it would give us 2 card draw, but still, it's still good. We should still Shrug It Off, I think, and then just hit him where it hurts. So we get a free turn, but these guys are going to fill our deck with wounds, I think. And when we're this early in the game, getting wounds in your deck is real nasty. But hey, True Grit, maybe being able to exhaust a wound is a positive. And we only drew 1 wound this time, so it's a start. Strike ya. I wish it was easier than this, but... Alright, and we get defend for 5, and we'll pass turn. 1's dead. Slowly but surely. We don't have the tools, we don't have the combo pieces to make this run yet. If we can build our deck synergy properly and in a considered fashion, maybe with a little bit of luck on our side, I think we could find ourselves, you know, getting way ahead of the curve. I think I'm actually gonna armaments defend here, and then I'm just gonna strike and defend. This way we take no damage. And remember, I mean, the bash only applies once we get our second bash. So it costs a lot of energy to just deal 10 damage, which is worth less than 2 strikes, especially if a strike has been upgraded. Surely we'll start there. True Grit. I think we'll roll the dice on this. So we'll smack him, and then we'll True Grit, and you dropped a wound. Life's good. So already there's a little exhaust. That's like a little minor exhaust synergy that's working out for us, but it requires us to roll the dice. I'd really like to enable that more easily in the future. This is an easy turn. Unfortunately, we will take 8 damage, but this guy's 1 turn away from death, and we got 3 wounds out of here. I don't know how many wounds we have in our deck. I'm going to assume that we're up to 8. 8 out of 19 is really bad. Maybe 7 because we got rid of 1. This is an ideal turn. Strike, defend, True Grit, gets a wound out of here. So we're stabilized, I'd say. If the most damage these guys can do is 8, all we need to do is draw, you know, 1 block every now and then to stay good. So we'll Shrug It Off. Armaments, a strike card, and strike. Easy money. It's good. I really think we want to be aggressive in our route pursuance. We want to make sure that we're fighting elites as often as possible. We cannot do enough damage, so we'll gain block and strike, strike. Probably dead next turn. Bash strike, strike, strike. Anything like this will do it. Strike, strike, strike. Single strike plus. I didn't even think about that, but here we are. War Paint. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. Jeez, I hope it hits armaments, but we have 8 skills, so there's like a 25% chance it hits armaments. Back of the napkin. 2 defends. That's a bummer. And we can add a card. Let's add Disarm this time. Armaments is great, but once we get to upgrade a card, we'll upgrade one of our armaments to Armaments Plus, and then if that ever shows up, we don't need a second one, really. So I'm going to play a little aggressively, and we're going to smith, and we're going to upgrade armaments, I think, as suggested. And we want to do some more combat on this floor. Well, I mean, we want to live, but we also want to do some more combat on this floor so we can have enough money to purchase some relics that maybe synergize with exhaust. I don't think we use True Grit. I don't think it's necessary here. We pop defend plus strike, and then maybe even do nothing. I understand, like, the value of exhaust is not, like, you shouldn't think of it as losing a card. In Magic the Gathering, the standard deck size is 60. You can, just gotta think. I want you to be dead. I think this is worth it, and we'll take the 6. I'm stupid, but the deck size that most people run is 60. And when you first start playing, and I was definitely quote-unquote guilty of this, but when you first start playing, you go, well, if you can have any deck size that you want, why would you ever want to roll a 60-card deck? Are you some kind of idiot? What if I just put more good cards in the deck? Well, you don't realize, or you might realize, but I didn't realize at the time, is... you know, the more cards you put in the deck, it makes it worse. It's like having a meal and you got like a little beef tenderloin or something like that, and you're going, hey, just put like a bunch of shitty beef next to it. That was city beef. City beef. Oh no, the veneer has fallen away. He's gonna hit for 13. That's no good. True Grit me. I'm ready. Doesn't really matter what it takes. So you don't mind if you can exhaust a card that is among the worst cards in your deck and it's not a combo piece, it doesn't enable something, then that's something you might consider doing. So exhaust, even if it doesn't hit a wound or a burn or something, is not bad necessarily. I think we have like too many blocks. Dual wield is probably good. As long as we dual wield not a strike. If we have 2 strikes, you know what I mean? I think we're building a balanced deck so far. One way or the other, we have to fight an elite if we go this way. Would we rather do... I'd rather have the opportunity to rest before the elite, just in case. Oh, Matrushka, the next 2 chests you open contain 2 relics. It's quite nice. Hopefully we get a chest on our next question mark. These guys can be extremely annoying. So they're going to deal 12 damage. We're going to start with a Shrug It Off. We don't need any more defense. So we'll probably strike, and then duplicate a Defend Plus just to put it in the deck. So every time you get hit, you get stronger. This is a turn where we can afford to let that happen, I think. So we're doing 13 damage. Like, we just want to make sure this guy dies next turn, and then we'll... It only duplicates an attack, or a... What is it? Attack or power. I thought it was attack or skill. That's my bad. Anyway, we wanted to buff up his strength on a turn where we weren't going to take any damage anyway. This dude's charging. We don't have a lot of spread damage, so, I mean, we have no spread damage. It's a better way to describe it. We're going to need block. Armaments, strike will get a kill. Bash will not. So, I think on this turn you just wipe 7 damage out like so, and you accept you're going to take 3 here. And we have been made extremely weak. What's he doing? 25. My god. Get disarmed, please. We're so weak. Defend, True Grit. It's going to burn a strike, but at least we only take 10 damage here. We're way behind the curve. Luckily, that guy's not going to hit us too much anymore because he's still charging up. But this is why we wanted to heal in advance anyway. So, who do you go for? Well, let's start with probably like an armaments, defend plus, strike plus. I think because almost all of our defenses are upgraded, or almost all of our defends, to be more literal, are upgraded, we should try to knock out the guy that can actually hit us. We can put up 8 block a turn fairly easily. So it's much smarter for us, I think, to just crush this dude. Yeah, like even Shrug It Off by itself does it. So we'll start with Shrug It Off. Although, I don't know, we're definitely going to want to do Bash, unless we're... No, we're not quite strong enough to kill him the other way. So we could definitely kill him this turn, but we can just kill him next turn instead. We'll draw a card irrelevantly and pass turn. We're like anemic right now. It would be awesome to get a relic that made us immune to weakness. Because once our damage is neutralized, we're in just a horrible spot. Anyway, you should always do armaments first whenever possible. That guy is now dead, and I don't know, do we want... I guess we would like to exhaust the block? If all of our cards are upgraded, I guess we'd rather get True Grit more frequently. We could always play True Grit last on a hand. And we know that we're getting closer to Bash and all those other ones. So yeah, okay, we got an easy win now. You just bash, defend. And we're really exploring the concept of making your deck thin here early on. We're taking more cards than we should maybe, but... Like, a dual wield I'm just not using. I think I've made a mistake to even put that in the deck, perhaps. You're only going to get hit for 9, but... Oh, I am incorrect. You got hit for more than 9. If we're going to block, we might as well get card draw out of it, just in case. These are already upgraded. Get struck, my friend. And if we draw Bash on the next turn, you are definitely dead. You're still dead. We'll copy, strike, and I wish the copy did cost 0 energy, but maybe that's a little bit of wishful thinking. Another Swift Potion. You know what? Let's go for it. If we're hypothetically trying to shoehorn an exhaust strat in here, let's make it happen. This guy is going to be annoying. I see a couple of plays here. I like the concept of dual wield Bash. And then it just starts filling our deck with Bash. And we'll play Bash. I don't really want to play a True Grit because I like our hand. I'd rather just make sure we take no damage. And keep this guy as vulnerable as possible. Other good relics, anytime you apply vulnerable, also make an enemy weak. That would be amazing. We got enough block. So we'll armaments, block, strike. And it's slow going right now. I don't love our synergy yet, but I'm banking on it being sustainable in the future. 16 block. A little tougher. Start with a disarm. We're not going to get to 16, but we can get to 12. We want to maximize our chance to exhaust a defend. So I think you use it right now, and then play defend. We just don't want our deck to become too blocky so that we can't put out damage. I think that was sensible, at least. Alright, this is a big turn. Armaments for sure, and Bash. He's vulnerable for 3 more turns. Not going to split yet. This is going to be Corrosive, or Lick. So we're weakened, but he's going to get interrupted on this turn, so don't even worry about blocking if you don't have to. And we'll defend, just so that True Grit gets rid of a wound. It's so far, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm not even saying that we're playing well. All I'm going to say is that it's a thinking man's deck right now. 17 damage? What is wrong with you? That's too much damage. We could have used card draw to try to get to more blocks, but, you know, I'll accept taking 9 damage. Because we have a rest coming up before the mandatory elite fight. But this is annoying, admittedly. So dual wield is dead weight in our deck right now. Shrug It Off for the card draw. Definitely strike. the vulnerable one. And then used True Grit. And it got rid of the wound, which is just lucky, but... And we're not going to take any damage, but we are going to continue to get a wound in our deck. 2 wounds per turn right now. But one of them is about to go. 1 strike will finish it off, especially if it's a strike plus. Then... I could bash you, but I'm worried about my HP, so I'm going to choose to take 2 damage instead of 10. And we probably got you, is what I'm thinking. Especially if you're only going to deal 7, that's a perfect situation. I'm going to bash you. And then we win again. Took out a wound. Wounds are definitely, like, wounds and curses are the highest priority for us to get rid of with Exhaust. Much slower deck than we've been playing recently, though. Armaments is useless here. Start with a bash. And then you finish with a strike. Yeah, I was way too nervous there. I was like, we're not going to get it. We got it. Dropkick. If an enemy's vulnerable, gain blank and gain energy and draw a card. I love it. Apply 1 week to all enemies. I also like it. It works with Exhaust synergy. Dropkick is often going to be free, though. I'm going to go for Dropkick and stay a little bit more offensive, hopefully. We'll rest here. Hopefully we don't have to rest before the boss, but we're probably going to have to rest before the boss as well. A second upgrade would be nice. Alright, so these guys gain block every time they take damage, and they're doing a lot this turn. Have mercy, please. Armaments, everything up. We're at 15 block already. We can kill one. And then we have enough block to survive. Yeah, let's kill the one. Do we have enough, though? Because he's going to gain... You're going to gain 7 block? Well, let's go for the one that's not going to gain 7 block, then. Alright. I think we're ahead of the curve. It would be amazing to not take damage here because we're going to heal up for 6. So far, so good. Ah! A turn with no attacks. It's one of those things where maybe I should be careful what I wish for, but for now, I'm happy. We really gonna play... Yes, we are, because we don't have enough to attack with anyway. Alright. Just strike you as hard as I can. And we'll True Grit. Got rid of a base defend. So far, the random exhausts have been really lucky for us. I wouldn't expect that to be the case, but I'm happy. We are enfeebled, weakened, whatever RPG term you'd like to use. We can block enough easily. It's just like, I don't love it because we're so weak right now, but strike, drop kick, True Grit, because these are bad cards. Right now they're bad cards because Armaments has already upgraded some strikes and some defense, so the faster we can get to those, the better. No bash. So we really only want to attack if we can do more than 7 damage. Is that correct? Without any poison, I actually think that's literally correct. If we hit him for 6, he's going to lose 6, but then gain 7 in block. But blocking is basically HP, because we don't have any piercing damage or anything. So is it like literally you're not supposed to hit him this turn? That seems wrong. No, he's lost Curl Up. Okay, so we should have hit him last turn. I didn't realize that Curl Up didn't last forever. It's a one-time use thing. Luckily, we didn't commit too hard to that aesthetic. And finally, bash, strike. Good, we heal for 5. 6, sorry. Sever Soul. Exhaust all non-attack cards. Exhaust all non-attack cards. Can only be played if everything's a non-attack card. The problem with Second Wind is that if it exhausts all our blocks and gives us 5 block for each, that's not really very good. Unless it's like the last thing we do. If it's the last thing we do, so we don't ever need any more blocks, it's not going to do much damage. Like, we don't want to exhaust I think we skip this, honestly. We don't want to exhaust defend pluses to get 5 per defend plus. Sure, it's cheaper from a cost standpoint, but like an energy standpoint, but it's just not very good. This is a pretty okay first turn, I think. It's always nice to have an armaments plus to begin with. We've vulnerabled him, but we don't have any finishers, really. We're in this for the long haul. So I think you definitely, like, defend plus, because we don't want that to get exhausted. Strike, true grit, and then you exhaust a defend. I think we want as many defense as possible, but I'll live with it. This deck is, like, very weird right now. 18 damage is just horrible. We definitely want to disarm you. Maybe we should have done card draw first, but we'll gain 8 block on this. True Grit will take us up to 15, and it'll exhaust a random card. This is free, so we should do this first. That's correct. And then we'll use True Grit. Got rid of a defend. So we got a much more attacky deck. We're whittling him down a little bit faster than he's whittling us down. Good turn for a bash to come back. Sick. Okay, this is easy. You bash. We bash! We bash! We get some card draw and energy gain out of this. And then we probably just strike plus. I do sort of like the idea of dual wield, again, using it to flood our deck, but we're not there yet. Yeah, we can't afford to spend the time, I guess, is what I'm suggesting. So, gain a little block. I hate having decks down. He's gonna hit us pretty hard. We need to keep whittling him. I think this is a turn where we're gonna smack him. Sure, he's gonna hit us for 9, but again, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna heal for up to 79 HP at the end of this floor anyway, so the faster we can kill him, the better it is for us. Armaments is probably worth throwing out. Oh, but I don't know, Shrug It Off is also good. He's gonna hit us for 16. If we strike, we'll hit him for 18. He'll be at 17 HP overall. Or we could choose, I think we'd do it this way. We'll get hit for 9 and do 13 damage. We're just trying to strike a balance. I don't want to die. I don't mind taking damage, but I also don't want to die. That's my thing right now. This isn't even our boss. This has been a long one so far because we're playing a bit of a slower deck. Bash, you're gonna die, but this is an elite at least, so. Alright, he's out. Calipers. At the start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all of your block. We can make something happen there. Barricade, it kind of means that, with Calipers, I don't think we need it. I do like gain 5 block, deal 5 damage. Especially if it gets upgraded. We're gonna go to any campfire, we're gonna rest, even though an upgrade would be useful. We need to have HP to fight the boss. I totally thought we were fighting the boss there. I am so stupid. That's what happens when the floor goes on so long. Permanently disarmed, please. We have 10 block. Remember, we're gonna lose 15 block. So right now we'll lose all of it. I gotta think about this, because there's only a couple different lines of play. One of them is 18 block, in which case we'll have 0 next turn, and hit for 12. Another one is strike, Iron Wave, strike. We'll hit for 17, we'll be at 15 block, and we'll go down to 0. So in this case, it's actually advisable to strike Iron Wave. Just put out as much damage as possible, because we're gonna be at 0 block anyway. I guess we could have kept a little block back, but nobody knows what he's doing. So this is Armaments Plus. What are you looking for with a Shrug It Off, you know? I think you dual wield a strike plus, and this is just filling your deck with a little bit more damage. I'm happy to see it. Next turn he's dealing 33. It's not good. I still think you go for broke. We can't interrupt him, but sure, we'll take 26. That's a lot, but we made him vulnerable, so this is probably his big turn. And on his next turn, he's going to be bad. Yeah, 7 damage. Not worth much. Because he's vulnerable, dropkick is free. Still not a great turn. But remember, we only lose 15 block. Which is enough to put us at 0 regardless, unfortunately. So I think let's try to defend, strike, and a true grit anyway, just to mill something out of our hand, make our deck a little stronger. No goop spray, please. He's in the question mark category. If we can deal 20, it'll interrupt him. We can definitely not deal 20. Never mind. We literally dealt 20 somehow. Strike pluses, I guess. Alright, now we got 2 slimes. You almost want to draw on this one to enable dropkick. Not a great compromise. Well, I'm going to smack you, and then I'm going to use True Grit. Wait, we're at 11. We're at 11. We don't need to True Grit. I'll just put some more drop kicks in the deck. Yeah, okay, I actually like this, because if we get a bash, then we get a bunch of free drop kicks. Assuming we have the energy to spend them in the first place. So we got wounds coming in. It's more exhaust targets, and then we're frail. That's bad. 16 damage. I think we start with card draw here. You need the bash. Absolutely. Can you get away with like a... I know this upgrades all cards, but it only gives us 3 block. This only gives us 5, so actually now that I think about it, we probably do want to go armaments and bash. I don't love it. I'm giving us like a 70% chance to actually die on this floor now. I think we're just a little too slow. I don't think I got the cards I needed to enable this sort of deck. Yeah, this is what I was going to say. When they both start to attack is where things become a problem. Dropkick is free. And in fact, in that case, we'll use dual wield, make many dropkicks. Try to interrupt this guy. Okay, dropkick. Dropkick. I'm going to dropkick you again because we drew one. He's interrupted. Alright, let's try to interrupt the other one because I don't think we can kill this guy this turn. 995. We'd have to draw a lot more dropkicks. There is a dropkick in here. But anyway, we know we're going to want to throw out some defends. He's not vulnerable. Yeah, that was... I mean, I don't know if it was stupid, but it certainly was not smart. So you see the synergy there. If we can get a bash, we can get a bunch of free drop kicks. Getting very low on HP, though. You really going to try to hit me for 10 on the first turn here? While we're still frail? Not going to do a whole lot of damage this turn, I'll tell you that much. Should have done card draw first. We should just strike. And I think we should try to take out one of the enemies. Like, just knock them out completely. I still think we're probably going to die, and this is going to be a failed Ironclad attempt. I don't know. I'm not qualified enough yet to say, was this bad play, unlucky, etc., etc. To me, this looks unlikely that we will... that we'll be able to get a dropkick synergy, so I'm going to just start whittling them down. Please oh, we get to choose it because we've upgraded it. That's lovely. Okay, get out of here. We are frail, so we're actually still going to take one hit. And the deck is just getting flippin' flooded, man. Bunch of garbage. This is where things get very scary. And we've unfortunately been attacking the wrong dude. So I think we want to try something like, what do we need? We need to... I'm going to bash you. I'm going to drop kick you. We always get energy back. You go for a shrug it off and hope for a drop kick to just maybe interrupt this guy. Card draw on 0 is not worth anything. 21, they're going to deal 23. We're dead. I probably could have kept us alive, but we would have been Would have been closing in on death anyway. Yeah, dude, we played really badly. I think we tried to force an archetype that wasn't working. Get out, I don't want your trash. We'll be back to play as the Silent in the next episode. For now, thanks for watching, and my apologies for capitulating here. I heard so much about the exhaust synergy, I tried to make it work. Maybe the wrong run for it. For now, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button, helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.